The following segments are based off an idea we did not come up with. We really enjoyed the idea and thought it would be fun to use as a way to introduce the various people and groups in the esports program at Colorado College. This idea consists of asking our esports members a series of questions while they eat progressively hotter chicken nuggets. Enjoy.
It's got a good flavor to it. You can taste the pepper well.
Yeah, you can. I'm Dakota D'Amato. I am a junior computer science major, and I am on the Overwatch team. I play DPS, mostly hit scan.
I'm Ben. I'm a sophomore, and I play on the Overwatch team DPS alongside Dakota.
And I'm Max. I'm a senior philosophy major, and I'm on the Overwatch and Hearthstone teams.
In your eyes, what is esports, and what were your expectations of the esports program at CC, and what are your experiences with it?
Oh yeah, dude.
I joined esports my freshman year. Wasn't really sure what I was getting into at the beginning. I was a pretty enthusiastic Overwatch player at the time. I was pretty bad also. So I heard there was potential for an Overwatch team. I thought that would be awesome. I was just looking to make friends through Overwatch, just play with other people, play in a team, hopefully get better, which has happened, which is awesome. But yeah, pretty much originally just to mess around and have fun. But then as esports developed at CC, getting a lab and getting all these rigs to play on and a coach and all of the rest, it just made it feel like an actual sport, which is pretty cool.
I mean, coming into CC last year and finding a lab, because the lab only existed that year, so I had no knowledge going into CC. It was insane to find. I was so excited that there were other people. I think CC gets a reputation for being all outdoorsy, so finding people who want to come inside and play video games some of that time was great. But yeah, I really agreed with everything, and especially with team environment, because I never really played on sports teams before, and having that team dynamic is just so much fun.
I'd agree with pretty much all of that. I mean, I'm a little bit older than they are, so I came here before there was kind of even any mention of an esports program. I remember just hearing people in the gym, kind of the same as Ben. I heard our old captain and one of our friends talking in the gym about Overwatch and thinking, oh my god, there's no way. This is the first week of college, and I didn't know anybody. And then I meet this dude talking about Overwatch in the climbing gym, just out of nowhere. And then we were friends ever since then, and kind of watching him and helping him to some extent build the esports program was really a good experience.
If you'd like to describe the game Overwatch to me, that would be great.
Ooh.
I know. That was my reaction.
Okay.
It's quite tasty.
Hope for very abstract. What the hell? So Overwatch is this team game. So there are 6 people on each side, and they're fighting over an objective. The objective changes in different game modes, but sometimes right in the middle, we'll see 6 players all different abilities and they're different characters, and they can fight over this thing and use some strategy. It's a very fun game. You should try it.
Yeah. All right. For mine, I drew some dudes getting killed by a wrecking ball. I think this pretty accurately represents my play experience.
You should elaborate on what Wrecking Ball is.
Oh, yeah. So Wrecking Ball is a character in Overwatch who I play a lot. So this is an ironic representation.
Overwatch is a 6v6 objective-based shooter, FPS primarily. Sometimes you end up being in third person. That's special cases. It's comprised of either 2 tanks, 2 DPS or damage dealers, and 2 supports. Generally, tanks end up being in the front. Damage dealers can either be with their tanks or somewhere off flanking, like it can be anywhere. And then supports are generally with tanks / DPS. There's a bunch of heroes, so it can kind of get all crazy. But then you're fighting an enemy team. They have the same or other compositions, but we're still 2-2-2. And you basically fight over objectives, and it's a lot of team-based like plans and stuff that can really make a big difference. But also, if you're kind of just sick nasty, you can kind of just carry. But also, yeah, I don't know. It's really fun. It's fun to get good because then you can just. There's nothing. I don't think there's any other game where I've experienced this like the pure joy of outplaying someone just with my ability.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's a really fun game.
Yeah.
You should try it out. Also, Overwatch 2 at some
Coming
undisclosed
soon.
point in the future. So
Hot ones too.
Yeah.
Does the Overwatch team, when it comes to matches, do you try and base your team compositions around a single talent, or is it more about a team synergy or team composition that you look for when you play against opponents?
What's your responsibilities?
cheers. Definitely more kick.
Yeah. There's some like little pieces falling off of it. Some like little hot sauce.
No, definitely not
Giblets.
unbearable. But starting to have a
So
little.
I like the other
it's
ones
good.
more.
I think as a team, we tend to have very unique strategies because we have some limitations on the characters we can all play. This guy, who you saw the drawing, plays a lot of Wrecking Ball, plays some Sigma now, plays a lot of Sigma now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to underestimate that. And one of our captain, Jonathan, is very reluctant to play one of the characters called Orisa. So it kind of limits our ability to play the sort of like standard meta comps that are really popular. But we have a really good time, I think, with our unique comps.
Yeah, it's definitely forced us to innovate, and I think that's like the biggest individual
Innovation.
skill thing is each like kind of individual player finding their niche for the team and like what's something that we can all perform really well at and like kind of in unison is it's really hard to do. So I think we finally kind of hit our role, and even if it's not like the best strategy in the game, it lets all of our individual players perform to their kind of highest degree. So I think that's really one of the most significant. It's kind of squeezing every possible ounce you can get out of each player, no matter how much that would be.
Since we all have characters we enjoy playing, and we can kind of mix and match and to just debate about comps and come up with weird strategies that no one's played against before, we can usually surprise the other team because they're just used to playing the same thing into the same thing over and over, just bashing heads. So
Yeah.
I think it ends up being more fun the way we do it.
Yeah.
than innovation at CC.
Also, it's amazing, like we, as being such a small school, small liberal arts school, like 2,000 kids are competing with like big state schools with like 40,000 kids. Like, it's unreal, the talent on this team.
The Overwatch team, I think, has been around personally as like a coherent unit the longest in terms of esports. Is there any memory that sticks out to you the most in terms of like competition or maybe a practice or a game or a moment that you would like to reminisce on camera?
Honestly, like there's a lot of moments, but like the thing that initially came to me was playing Munchkin at SCAC. Munchkin's a board game. It's like you have these cards, you're trying to build like a really strong person to like basically get the end and beat a bunch of monsters. And so you can, it's like a card game, so a lot of ways you can cheat is like exchanging cards, taking cards that you want. Max, you said like, something about like cheating being like a commonplace. I don't know if it actually is, but we like played the rules that we would all cheat, and oh, it was a mess. And like I was cheating like to a reasonable degree, but Jonathan and Max were like seriously cheating. They had like entire decks on there.
we kept a little second.
Yeah.
You just.
I thought I was like, shuffling cards back in it. Oh, that's good. That's enough I need to do. Oh my god, these guys. That was a lot of fun. This heat's making it hard.
Yeah. I think I gotta say it's SCAC as well. I mean, I was in a very difficult class when I went on that. It was a weekend during the block. I spent most of my non-game time like doing homework, but just being able to travel, like go and travel with the team and have all these like crazy fun non-gaming experiences. Like we were in San Antonio for the evening, we walked around, we got on little e-scooters and just like hung out, had a grand time. And then like on top of all of that, we won SCAC, which was pretty awesome. Kind of one of my favorite parts about that was the tennis team was playing at the same school we were, and we won, and they did not. And it kind of was funny, right? Like the whole flight, we were all on the same flight back. We were taking the same bus back to CC, and it was pretty sad. It was pretty satisfying. I never really said anything, but like it was still really satisfying to be like, hell yeah.
Subtle flex.
Yeah.
Subtle flex, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Henry was walking around with the trophy all over, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
My favorite memory from the esports team is we all went out for sushi. We were all at a table, and it was the first time I had gone to this new sushi place. But just going out, and it was also one of the first kind of events I ever went to with the team, like a little outing, and going and seeing everybody like aside from the game and kind of getting my first chance to really meet people, I thought was really cool. I think it was a very memorable time.
What kind of things do you like to do outside of Overwatch?
So this one.
Back over to the left.
Not Overwatch.
No,
Wait, what?
This is a Stegosaurus.
Mine's not.
Mine's a T-Rex.
Or maybe
Yeah, but this is a lumpy
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is Stegosaurus.
Yeah. Cool. Went to the choose.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
nervous.
There we go.
Oh yeah. The
Question.
question.
I can go first on this one. So outside of school, I've done a couple different outside of esports in school, I've done a couple different activities. My main focus aside from esports has been law. So I'm looking to go to law school next year, and I've done a bunch of kind of law-related events. So I've been on mock trial for a little bit, and found that was pretty fun and like competitive. Oh my god, this is so hard.
No, it's the afterbird.
And then also Justice Corps, which is this organization that provides legal assistance for the like underserved. So both of those, big fan, and yeah, well-rounded students at CC.
I love to ride my bike. I was actually just on a bike ride. It's like my definitely like happy place. I love to read. I have like a great view from my room, and I just sit there looking out and read. It's so nice.
I'm a computer science major, which means anytime I'm in a computer science block, it generally means that I have about like an hour or two a day of free time. And most of that I try to spend hanging out with my friends, which could either include just like sitting on the couch and all playing Smash, because I've been doing a lot of that recently. Smash is fun. Or just going out and throwing a frisbee, football, soccer, or going skiing. Yeah, I just try to get out enough to get some physical exercise and sun, in addition to gaming.
They all just sit there. No, we're just nerds. We just we just play games, dude.
If you could sit down and have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Okay, your wing time.
Oh, I got some spicy.
I feel like I want to think about the question before I eat this wing, but
Yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to think
this
afterwards.
is this one, the garlic reaper sauce.
Ooh, Reaper. Carolina Reaper.
I'm thinking about the garlic, man. Okay, cheers.
I'm fine with the garlic. I'm just worried about the.
Gotta get yourself a little hyped up here. I want to meet Alexander the Great. I think Alexander the Great, he's really old, and we still know him as Alexander the Great. He like conquered the whole world and then died from drinking. And I think all of those are like pretty He probably lived just an awesome life, and I don't know, imagine his like sitting down at dinner and having like his stories. He'd tell you about the time he crushed Egypt or whatever, like, you know, casual at the dinner tables. I think he would be pretty awesome. Have some great insight, maybe a bit of a cultural barrier, but we can work around it, I'm sure.
This one is kind of, it's not so much that I really want to talk to him, it's that I just want to figure out if my hypothesis is true. Ever since I I don't know. I started reading like Socrates, and I've always had this theory that Socrates is kind of an just by like the dialogues that he has. He's always like trying to like convincing. He's kind of like Tom Sawyer and like the whitewashing offense. He's like proving things that they said are false because of things they said earlier, and then they can't like change anything they said. So I don't know. It just makes me think he's kind of a dick, and I just would want to like talk to him for a little bit because I think it'd only take like 3 minutes, and I'd be able to tell. Yeah.
What's what?
Tell, and then like if I could come back and I'd be like, yo, I talked to Socrates. This guy sucks.
Talking to like a random person from like the Middle Ages or maybe like Vikings would be just really interesting.
I'm very hungry and dirty. Like, this is the first meal I've had in my whole life.
Yeah, okay, you give them a good meal, but like, I don't know, like trying to, like, I would just enjoy the like challenge trying to explain some of the things like that we do, and also maybe like some of the things that are pretty the same. But like just meeting like an average person from like a different time, like way back, very different from our society, just be really interesting. I don't know if anyone's famous. I want a random person.
I want to know your thoughts on Overwatch 2. What are you expecting from it? What are your thoughts gameplay-wise?
Okay.
Good luck.
This wing. Or the chuck.
Boy, that last one
sauce.
was still,
Which one is this one?
Still hitting.
Some Dolphin hot sauce.
That one is Josh's favorite.
Szechuan ghost pepper sauce.
Smelling it's not good. Don't smell it.
Don't smell it.
I don't smell anything. It's kind of beyond past that right now.
Just like I can feel
My mouth is just like
Alright, well,
ambiently
cheers.
hot is the hard part.
Yeah. That one's like noticeably hotter.
More teriyaki. Oh.
I'm really excited about the new push game mode. It seems really cool. Like, seems pretty balanced, and especially if they're gonna say that like, well, I don't know if it's gonna replace 2 CP, like 2 control capture point.
I hope so.
'Cause it's a frustrating game mode. But like this push mode, where you have to like push the robot. It just seems really cool. It's hard to like tie on it.
Yeah, I don't mind the extra cost too much. I think they're adding a lot of content.
Well, the extra cost as well is not like you get everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I like all the extra content that they're adding. I think that's probably worth the cost. I'm excited for a big bundle of content to drop. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. And then probably the biggest part is that I think it's gonna allow people who aren't like hardcore competitive players to actually enjoy the game. And should hopefully expand the community and like the competitive community in a way that Overwatch hasn't really had yet. So I think that'll be very beneficial, and for people who play Overwatch competitively, it's kind of cool because it means we're gonna need some more fans.
Yeah.
Or
The new heroes as well.
yeah,
Sojourn.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for a lot of the same things Max said, like adding a lot more like playable content, just a lot of more content to the game. Especially the casual aspect of it will just really increase the player base, and I'm sure that like casual players will then venture into competitive and like increase the whole player base. Not that the player base is small in Overwatch, but it could be bigger. And the push game mode seems really nice. It's basically like King of the Hill, but giving advantage to the losing side. So it's kind of just like more balanced King of the Hill, which is kind of cool. Yeah, PvE could be fun. More just practice your mechanics kind of thing. Should be a good time.
Where would you like to see the future of CC Esports go from here?
Cheers on this one.
Cheers, my dudes.
all right. Good luck, boys.
Okay, hot sauce
Hot
down.
sauce down.
That is a large portion.
I'm like, really, because that first thing wasn't anything, but I'm really concerned this is just gonna murder me in a few seconds.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like an afterburn. Right now it's not too bad yet.
I really want to see esports just like continue to thrive and grow. It's been amazing the growth that it has seen already. We got a second lab now. We got another team. Then maybe next year we're gonna add another team. Keep going to SCAC and keep competing. Okay, sorry, kick in, but let's keep like competing in these different competitions. I really hope this year we get to compete like with Colorado, like an all Colorado thing, like on all the teams you get to do that because it is so much fun. being like against the person and seeing them in person.
Seeing the fear in their eyes.
Yeah, like playing against UCCS was so much fun.
Oh, on
Like
stage.
we were trash talking. Yeah. Well, no, in person as well. When we played them in a scrim,
Yeah.
like that, we were trash talking and like call out individual players. It was so much fun. Yeah.
I want to see the team win a couple more SCACs in the next couple of years. So that's my main goal. Get some good dubs.
Would like to win more. Winning's more fun than losing. I mean, losing's pretty fun, especially when you're with like a team you really enjoy. But also just like winning kind of bumps that up a little bit. I'd like to see esports get like closer knit because I feel like there's a lot of divergence between the teams.
Yeah. High five. Wait, all three at once. Ready?
Wait, how's this?
One, just angle your hand. Angle your hand.
You can do a circular
3, 2, 1.
But you can
You got dropped.
Wait, so wait, we can all like
you
have it at
both
once.
just and then Max. Well, why are you? What was
Don't have to
this?
cross the lines. Dude, crossing is cool though. Yeah, there we go.
All right. Well, congratulations. You have
Congratulations.
finished it all.
Congratulations to everyone for dabbing.
Yeah,
on
that was
it.
sick.
Truly. Way to end us off the right way. Before I stop the recording, is there any last comments you'd like to say?
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Caroline, for setting this up.
Thank you,
you, all
everybody.
the
Yeah.
staff. It was sick.
All the staff and all the.
Yeah, big
I
thanks
guess,
to all
yeah.
the staff, all the captains, all the like people who coordinate stuff because I just get to come in and be a gamer, and that's
Yeah, dude.
that's pretty awesome.
You guys are great.
Yeah.
Round of applause for you too.
All right. This is so hard.